Hello again, welcome to Bridlington. It's now Wednesday the 12th of March 2025, air temperature 4C, and we've just arrived down from West Yorkshire, from just south of Leeds there. You can see at Bridlington here, they actually make the effort to get a flower display out. We've got beautiful spring flowers. That's Bridlington Town Council. Let's have a walk and have a look at the sea. The sea seems very calm. Here are some of the fishing trips at Bridlington in no particular order. I've just come across these by chance. Here's a change. I think I just managed to capture this. It used to be, if you look at this here, didn't that used to be Westcliff Cafe? I always thought that was sort of iconic. It seemed as though that sign had been there since the 1970s. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's now gone. A couple of videos ago, probably about 2-3 weeks ago, it was still there. And that's one of the sort of, I think, like iconic visual aspects of Bridlington that's perhaps gone now for good. I don't know whether they're going to repaint it. We're going to walk down towards a fishing boat that's in for repair, presumably, and have a look at the river, the Gypsy River. And that's the Yorkshire Last 2 Sea Safari there. We just seen the advertising poster for that, I think, haven't we? Traditional design there that the Vikings would have recognised 1,000 years ago. That overlapping, I think it's called a clinker build, isn't it? Overlapping plank design. And here we have a fishing boat called Tradition. From Flamborough. See the planking of the hull there. And a different hull design to the other one we've just seen. A different way of doing the planks. These are a flush fitting, aren't they? Not that I know anything about ship design, but it looks different. And something looks different here, of course, because it's using the boat lift over here, isn't it? The boat lift's actually gone back now a bit. And here we've got the Gypsy River coming out towards the sea, coming out through caverns, measureless to man. Very much in inverted commas there with the man thing, you know. But you've often heard me perhaps jokingly refer to it as some sort of aspect of Kubla Khan and so on. But there it is, running out into the sea. Looks nice and clean and clear, doesn't it? Oh, it's coming under the car park there, from the other side. But apparently, back out further in the little villages outside of Bridlington, it runs it runs through Gypsy Rock, and allegedly that's how it got its name. Although who knows really. I once worked with someone who, at an earlier point in their life, had worked for one of the councils in Yorkshire. I'm not saying which one, but certainly not East Yorkshire here. Anyway, they were tasked with mapping some of the little tiny streams, you know, the ones that you'd get on ordnance survey maps. And some of these streams, they didn't know what the names were. So they'd named them after themselves. I was absolutely appalled. You know, so they're actually, let's call it bobbins. This is not the real thing, of course, you know, the real name. But you'll go on a map and you see sort of Bobbins Beck and you think, oh, wow, you know, look at that tradition, you know, good old Bobbins there, you know, 500, 600 years ago in the Middle Ages with his little mill, his water mill and everything. They must have named this beck, this stream, after good old Bobbins, but no, that wasn't the case at all. Bobbins, in fact, was from Northern Ireland, and how sad, I was absolutely appalled. And yet, on the other hand, what can you do, you know? If it had been me, I'd have got out to, you know, to interview people and say, what's the name of this beck? What do you call it? Because a lot of the names around here, and in our part of West Yorkshire, you know, come from when the Vikings invaded and actually terrorised this area as well. So, for example, I grew up not far from Calder Grove in the Calder Valley, and there's the canal there and the River Calder. At one point, as you go from Calder Grove, the side of the canal towards Huddersfield, there used to be a little beck, a stream, flowing between the canal and the river, which was actually quite close together. And I think it was clean water at that point, 60 years ago. It was absolutely filthy, was the River Calder, and of course the canal as well, because the water in the canal came from the river, of course. I think it sort of came underneath down the hillside there, came underneath the canal and then up the other side of it in a spring. The point being, it was called the Wyke. We knew it as the Wyke. I mean, just think if someone from one of the councils had sort of renamed it after themselves. It wasn't Wakefield Met either. I'll not say where it was. There's the Katie Slater fishing cobble, and these birds. You can just see where it almost looks like human feet have been out on the harbour there. Hard to believe. I thought that was sort of mud where you would sink to your waist if you walked on it. Maybe that's not the case, who knows? Can you see what looks like footprints? That's the Heidi something fishing boat there. Yorkshire Rose fishing trips. I wish I could use the zoom lens for you, but my hands just can't take the cold, you know, I've got to have the gloves on. Walk past the Gypsy race, dredger there, the dredger having its name taken from the stream there entering the harbour. Here in Yorkshire, the term, if you're watching this from another side of the world, the term beck and stream sort of interchangeable really. And here it is, raining again. There you have Bridlington's Crane Wharf with the pirate ship tied up. It's terribly cold. Actually, no, it's 5C, but it feels much colder than that. I'm wearing a waterproof coat, which I don't normally do. I contrast this with the video I took 3 or 4 days ago when it was actually 16C here and the temperatures were almost like May. There you have the harbour. It's now lashing with rain. I'll walk up in this direction. The other question is this iPhone waterproof or not? It's supposed to be waterproof. If it's not, that would be the perfect opportunity to switch to an Android phone that seems to me to be a lot more functional. Anyway, there's the harbour. Whoops, almost fell and went over the edge then. Not many people here. Which is, from the point of view of filming Bridlington and the harbour, it's a good thing because voices carry a long way, music carries a long way from the pleasure part of the beach up there. And here we have Bridlington North Beach with the tide. I think it's just going out. Out there was visible just a few minutes ago the white cliffs of Flamborough Head. Now that cargo ship I was talking about was heading down there past Flamborough Head apparently, and you see the land curving round there past Hornsea, and out there somewhere is the Humber Estuary a few miles down the coast, and this shipping accident happened about 10 miles out to sea over there. And you must have been able to see it from Bridlington. Let's run up these stairs before I'm too paralysed by cold to do it. Now in the shelter of this little alcove, and I'll end the video at this point. I hope you enjoyed this rather wet weather trip to Bridlington. Take care now. Bye for now.